Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Premier Perspective. Today, me and Ryan are here with a match week 22 roundup review. Basically, we're going to just go quickly through the games. Lots of interesting results. To start off, Sheffield picked up their third win of the season against fellow relegation contenders West Brom. Good performance from them, good comeback win. I really don't think much of this game. I think both of them are gonna still end up getting relegated. I mean, I feel like Sheffield would have to win like every single game left in the season for them to have a chance of not getting relegated. But that sounds like that game. Wolves and Arsenal played out a rather interesting 2-1 win. Arsenal got two red cards. David Luiz with a very questionable tackle in the box, and Bernd Leno deciding to slap a soccer ball outside of the 18-yard box. Both Wolves midfielders played great. Ruben Neves, John Matinho, they both looked amazing. The Portuguese national team, aka Wolves, pulled up a good win there. And the other game that we're going to talk right now is United, how they absolutely destroyed Southampton 9-0. Southampton with another 9-0 loss, as if they needed that for their morale. And Southampton went down to 10 minutes at 2 minutes after a very bad tackle by Jankowicz. They got another red card in the 86th minute. And yeah, second season in a row, Southampton lost 9-0. Questions must be asked.
Yes, honestly, I don't really know what to say. They just kind of broke down. The challenge was bad, but you can't. And apparently, the poor guy who got sent off in the second minute, he was getting all sorts of slander and trouble on Twitter, which obviously completely unacceptable. Whenever and you can't blame one person for losing 9-0. That's not, we've seen teams go down early in the game, go down to 10 men, or off a stupid challenge, or have a big injury blow like Chelsea with Thiago Silva today. And you just can't blame one person for losing 9-0, especially when it's the second season in a row last year to Leicester, which is insane. They got to, like you said, questions. Moving on to the second half of the games, City comfortably beat Burnley 2-0 on Wednesday. That means they're 3 points top right now with the game in hand. Another clean sheet from them and a very convincing win. Moving on, Brighton beat Liverpool 1-0 after an exceptional win against Tottenham. And then, Liverpool, again, just recently, they beat Tottenham this past weekend. Brighton against Tottenham, I watched that game, and Brighton, I knew they were going to win it. They were completely dominating Tottenham. Tottenham never looked like they wanted to get back into that game. They honestly looked scared of Brighton. They were just going at him, and I was really proud of
Brighton
them.
looked great.
They really did. And, obviously they're probably not going to keep it up, and they'll probably just avoid relegation. I think there's just a couple points, 17th place, couple points clear of 18th relegation zone. But if they keep this up, maybe they can go towards mid-table. But I'd love to see more from them, even as Lamptey gets back into the team. I know he's on an injury right now, and that's a huge
Mhm.
blow.
They
Um,
actually, Brighton actually now pushed up to 15th.
15th.
I'm looking at the table now because I just realized this right now. Their last four games, 3 wins, 1 draw. I knew they
That
had the back-to-back wins recently, but a draw. So that's 10 points out of the last 12. They pushed to 15th with 24 points. Fulham is 18th with 14. So they're now actually 10 points off relegation. So that's actually pretty good for them. Shout out
yeah,
to Brighton.
looking great for there, right? Shout out Brighton. But Liverpool once again having trouble scoring despite things looking up in their Tottenham and West Ham wins, both 3-1 wins and pretty convincing. But now back to the drawing board against Brighton. Not a big result, but something I figured we should note. Everton with a 2-1 win at Leeds this weekend, and Everton sit 4 points off the top four with 2 games in hand. They would push Liverpool out if of that fourth place spot. If they say they were to win both, they don't have the goal differential to afford to tie one. But I would love to see them get back into form. Wouldn't count on it because their performances haven't been as consistent, even though Calvert-Lewin, I believe, scored again at the weekend, and James has been playing better. But definitely wouldn't count on it, but definitely something to watch, considering that stat-wise, on paper, it is possible for them to get back into it, get back into that form. Moving on to the Chelsea-Tottenham game today. 1-0 win Chelsea, courtesy of a Jorginho penalty off the back of a very lazy Eric Dyer challenge. You could have thrown my grandma in there in the box and she would have defended that better. It was just bad, and it was he's dying here. It was just it was rough. I was watching. I was like, what is he doing? Because me being a defender and just that's my home on the field on when I'm on the field. That's just what I'm used to. What are you doing? I was just eh, questions once
There was
again.
no need for him to stick his foot out
There was
like
no need
that.
for that. He had the two defender. Eric Dyer had the two defenders in front of Timo Werner, who can't score but can win some lazy penalties. Um, they they were right there. So I really don't know what the thought process was. Even though Tottenham seems to be really good at parking the bus, but Eric Dyer just wasn't on the same page there. Don't know what happened. But other than that, both teams can't act like they didn't have their opportunities that would have been crucial had they done better. That game, like I said to Javi earlier before we were filming this, game could have been easily 2-1, 3-2. Pulisic had a good opportunity. Kovacic dribbled up the field. It looked like he had a tunnel vision with no intention to shoot, just kind of dribbled straight. Again, questions, don't really know what was on there, but these teams, I mean, especially with Tottenham, it really kind of proves my point, actually, that Tottenham teams were going to figure out Tottenham, and I think I said this in the video talking about and the first half of the season, beginning of the second half of the season. And I predicted teams are going to figure out Tottenham. And they're going to make them play, and Tottenham doesn't like to play. We saw it today, and then we saw it against Brighton. Brighton made him play. Brighton turned it up against them, and Tottenham was nowhere to be seen. Um, yeah, a lot of interesting results this week, and that one's just a
Yeah. Tottenham didn't look convincing. I don't really think they've looked convincing all season. Pretty much the only game where I looked at them and they looked great was the one against Man City.
right.
It's unfortunate.
Hate to see it, but
It's unfortunate for us, but they did actually look really good that game. Right now, if we're looking at current form, Manchester City, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, and Brighton are the only teams right now with an active winning streak of more than one. City have won 9 straight games. Chelsea with 2, Crystal Palace with 2, Brighton with 2. We have um, we have Southampton currently on a 4-game losing streak.
I'd
Tottenham
love
on a
to see their
3-game losing streak.
if you have the stats up, can you hit me with that goals conceded?
34 goals conceded for
Yeah.
Southampton. -7. They actually had a to think about it, they actually had a +2 goal differential before the weekend, and now they're at a -7. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the games for this weekend. We once again want to say thank you to anyone who's shown support to the channel. We really appreciate it. Make sure that for if you're looking for any gaming content, to check out our YouTube video on that. I did a Pro Clubs video on FIFA, also to follow on the Twitch to watch it live. Make sure you're following our Instagram. We post updates on there. And yeah, we'll be back to you guys on Sunday, I believe, with a Liverpool Man City reaction, which is going to be
Huge,
a really good game.
massive.
And we hope to see you guys all there. And we'll see you soon.